Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome. My name, of course, is Orbital Potato, and here we check out the latest and the greatest strategy games each and every day of the week. Today we're having a little look at Infraspace. The only way that I can really describe Infraspace is like it's a city builder, but it's very obviously a factory builder. Let's jump into things and see what we have got in store for us today. As ever, I'll do my very best to break down exactly what the heck is happening and hopefully have a little bit of fun along the way. So, yeah, it's a city builder, but it's also a factory builder. It's all about automating, but all of the automating is done with roads and rail and all of the sort of transport infrastructure that you would normally expect. Now, this is the 1.0 release, which is great news because this is the game. Okay, so what have we got going on here? Well, we've got a world, a lovely world, I must say, a brand new map, and there's a whole bunch of resource deposits that we are going to be tapping into over the course of our little adventure. We have got a few resources up at the top here. Traffic flow, it's not actually a resource, just a measure of the value. This is going to be very, very important for reasons which are going to become very, very clear very shortly. We've got concrete, we've got steel, we've got power, we've got jobs, we've got population, and then we've got housing. So, a couple of key resources that we've got on the ground here. We've got iron ore, we've got sulfur, we've got chemicals, we've got copper ore, anything else? We've got crude oil here, we've got uranium ore down in the valley over there. I mean, I think we're probably going to want to set up shop somewhere with close proximity to aluminium or aluminum, as they say. I think we want to set up something in proximity to crude for sure, iron definitely, sulfur certainly. So I think this area right in the center here is going to be where we start our base. So let's chat about the basics. What have we got? Well, we've got some fundamentals, basic habitats where our colonists are going to live. We've got some storage facilities. We got a spaceport. This is how our colonists are going to get here. We've got some mines. I am going to set up some mines. We've got some sand mines. We've got some sulfur mines. We've got some crude oil extractors, and we've got some iron mines. Let's actually start with the infrastructure that I know we're going to need in order to make a successful colony. So we'll get ourselves a couple of sulfur mines. We just place them right into the sulfur deposit right over there. As you can see, immediately the game is complaining that it does not have a road. That's fine. We're also going to have a little look at the industry tab and have a little look at the concrete factory. The concrete factory takes in concrete, takes in sulfur, and it is able to make from that, you guessed it, some concrete. So I think we'll actually set up a little sort of concrete factory operation here. I really would like to have as much concrete as we possibly can. So that's the sort of basics of how things work. We'll connect everything up with a road, and then we'll kind of just watch the magic happen, because this is where things get kind of funky. It's worth noting, by the way, that we don't have to build the road right up to the edge of the sulfur mine, but if we do that, then there's this little thing that comes out the back, this little road, this little access point that comes out the back. Very, very handy, very, very cool. Okay, everything is having a power issue at the moment, not a problem. We'll get ourselves some wind turbines. Let's start some wind turbines over here. These cost 50 concrete. If we build any close to one another, then we lower the efficiency of individual wind turbines, so let's avoid doing that. And we'll connect up everything to our power grid. Sure. Like so. I think that should be okay. You need sulfur and you need sand. In fact, you need both of these things. We're also going to set up a little bit of a sand mine. The sand mine can just be, I guess, like over here. Maybe we should have it. I keep wanting to do that. I keep wanting to rotate with my what'd you call it? R key rather than my Q and E key. Right, let's set up a sand mine over here. How about that? Sure. That'll do for now. Right, okay, so that's industry taken care of. We should be able to connect all of that up there. Very, very nice. As you can see, all of the transport in this game is done with trucks. Intergalactic space weird trucks. They're hover trucks, but that's really cool. Also, we don't have enough workers. We'll address that in just a second. Don't worry, video game. It's all done by trucks, which means that, very, very interestingly, you're able to get congestion in the same way that you're not able to get congestion when you're using, you know, say, belts, for example. So that is a very interesting sort of situation that we just need to deal with. Now, everything is, running slow because we just do not have enough workers. I have massively over-egged the amount of infrastructure that we need relative to the amount of workers that we actually have. That's fine. Let's focus up on making a Let's focus up on making a habitat for now. Let's build a nice straight road right over here. It costs like no concrete whatsoever, so we might as well just do it. And then we'll have a little look at the fundamentals. We'll get some basic habitats down. We'll have a little look at what these guys require in order to operate. So these are basically houses. We are able to build multiple habitats. We're able to upgrade the habitats if we're able to fulfill all of the requirements. That is definitely my intention to do. We'll actually get ourselves some power, probably some new power. Yeah, we'll make sure that it's a little bit far away from the base of operations, just to give things a little bit of separation. What do we need? We need oxygen and we need water. Both of those things we can supply. Let's take a road up here. Again, I'm trying not to be too cautious with space. I'm trying to go big. I'm trying to use all the space that I've got available to me. Okay, what do we got next? Well, we're in, what is this? Gas and liquids. We've got an atmospheric processor. Literally takes resources from the atmosphere, turns them into resources for our colonists and for industry. We've got oxygen and we've got carbon, and then we've got a water air filter, which turns air into water. Let's start with 2 of those, and let's get 2 of these. And this, hopefully, should mean that as soon as... Oh, yeah, we don't have any power over here. I'll fix that. I'll fix that real quick. Yep, that's fine. Okay, not enough power in Network 3. We have addressed that. How are we doing? 20 megawatts required, 16 megawatts. We are golden. Excellent. Okay, I know that we're running on less than 50% efficiency or 50% efficiency overall. I get that. It's not necessarily a big deal. We'll deal with it for now. Right, I'm going to extend this road down a little bit here. Again, trying to use all of my space available to me. And then right over here in fundamentals, we're going to get ourselves a big old landing pad for spaceships, which is great. And in fact, very, very important, because this is going to allow us to get people moving in, which is fantastic. Right, let's go into 2 times speed, and let's let a few different things happen. First of all, we're going to let industry just, produce concrete, which is fantastic, because we need a lot of concrete. Outgoing storage is full. Yeah, we're going to get a construction material storage bin somewhere, aren't we? Let's maybe do that. Let's maybe do that over here. Sure. Did you... That did build. Is that... Okay? Okay, I'm not quite sure why you've decided to not build their video game, but that's fine, I guess. We'll just do that. Yeah, fine. Okay, great. Well, happy days. We can move all of the resources. Look at that. Like an army of trucks. An army of trucks being dispatched from all of the concrete factories to... Our traffic flow absolutely plummets. It's not a problem because it's just all of these trucks that are that are just waiting here. They're all in a big old traffic jam. Either way, that's great. That's going to get us all the resources that we need to get over there. That is fantastic. Okay. These basic habitats are starting to get the oxygen that they require. That's really, really good. The water air filter is not actually producing any water quite yet. Probably because we just don't have enough workers. So you are carrying 1 person, and you're carrying 1 person to the habitat, which is great. We've got housing for 60 people. We've got a population of 20. We have loads and loads of jobs, and obviously we have not got enough people to deal with all of those. That's not a problem, because in this instance, we can actually nip into the production overview. I'll talk about these buttons in just a little second, but we can crank down. We can crank down the number of people that we have working in the concrete field. So if we crank that all the way down to 2 jobs, keep it at 2 jobs for now, that is going to be great. That means that we should be able to prioritize pretty much everything else, and everything else will have a much higher production efficiency, which is probably what we want in the short term. So there we go. That's good. And we should actually see the... There we go. This air water filter working, even if it's at 50% efficiency, it should be more than enough to satisfy the demands of some of our colonists here, which is quite nice. And we should start to see some more immigrants move in here, which is phenomenal. Very, very good indeed. Okay, so what else have we got? Well, we've got some research. The research is very, very simple. We need to make research technology packs. And there's a whole bunch of research that we can do in this game, which is really, really nice. I do love juicy tech trees. Anyway, farming is first. We need to get the simple farm. We'll set that to be researched, and then we will start the process of getting ourselves some research packs manufactured, which I'm very much looking forward to doing. We got a population of 26, is definitely increasing. It's not increasing quite at the rate that I would like, but that's probably because we do not have a very desirable... We don't have a very desirable place to live at the moment because people have only literally just got water. But as the area becomes more and more desirable, we should start to see required habitat level. That's going to increase. Average habitat level. This is good. This is good. People are moving in. As more people move in, their required habitat level goes up, and we need to provide people with more resources, you know, to keep them happy. Either way, this is all looking fantastic. I'm very, very happy with that. We got a decent amount of concrete, and honestly, we can probably have a little look at our production overview and start cranking the concrete back up again. Brilliant. Let's not crank it all the way up to 100 because that's clearly, like, we're clearly not there quite yet, but that's okay. We're getting there. 46 jobs, 36 population. It's looking a little sketchy, but it's not looking too bad. Either way, this is good. Our habitats are filling up at a rate of knots, and we are currently after survival food. Okay, we need to get survival food in order to increase the desirability of the habitat. Let's chat about how we do that. So we need to unlock the simple farm. That is not the simple farm. That is terraforming. We can talk about terraforming, but not now. The simple farm needs water, and it turns water into food. It costs 20 concrete. However, we actually need to get it in the first instance. Now, the way that we get it is if we go into science, two specific buildings that we're going to need to utilize. One is the blue science pack factory. It takes carbon and it takes crude oil and turns it into a science pack. And then we've got a research lab, and the research lab literally consumes the science packs. So what I think we're going to do is we're going to set up a little production area over here. Sure. And this is going to be... Is that... Why did you not want to do that? Why did you not want to do that, video game? You don't want to build on the... You don't want to build on the ground for some reason? Am I missing something? I feel like I'm not missing something. Elevation is clearly something that escapes me. You want to build... You want to build on the ground over there. Okay, well, I guess we're going to build for here. There is a way to change the elevation. I don't know it. That's fine. Right, build that over here. Excellent. Keep it low. Beautiful. And connect that up. The reason being is I want this all to be on the same network because, yeah, all of the carbon that we are producing in the atmospheric processor is now going to be moved across to this area, which is great. We're going to get ourselves some crude oil mines, or crude oil extractors, I guess. And we'll go here, 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 and here. And we will just get a similar sort of setup. Nice. We've got a very angular sort of network at the moment. I'm not honestly unhappy with that. It's just a little bit stale, you know, don't get me wrong. It's nice. It's just not great. Not enough power in network 3. What's that? Is that this one? Yeah, it's probably this one. Right, let's move the turbine far enough away that it doesn't get impacted. Connect it. Perfect. Okay, so now we can see that the Science Pack factory requires crude oil. It also requires carbon, but that is coming. Let's also see if we can nab ourselves a research lab. We'll put our research lab over here. Again, I'm trying to use the space efficiently, but we'll see if that ends up working out. Either way, this is looking really, really good. We've got a decent amount of concrete coming through. How's our population? Our population is looking fantastic, honestly. Our population is looking really, really good. Let's crank this all the way up to the top, and then we can have a lovely little look at our production overview. Looks like carbon is, yeah, carbon is being produced, but we're consuming more. Crude oil, we are consuming more crude oil as well than we are producing. So, you know what? That's a pretty good sign that we need to build more of these atmospheric processors, which honestly, I'm very, very happy to do because we're going to need more of them anyway in order to facilitate additional people coming and living on the planet. So let's actually double that, or almost double that, should I say. You're probably going to need... We've unlocked farming and can now build simple farms. Beautiful. Excellent. I am going to do that. I'm going to do that in just a second. Let's get wind turbines here. I mean, we are going to get to the stage where I'm going to mix all of my wind turbines into one single power network. Today is not that day. Not yet, anyway. Not yet at all. Right. I think I would like to get some additional habitats down. I mean, they really are just that important. I think we'll have sort of like groups of 5 on either side. I should probably... Here we go. We can move these all around. I should probably keep access for stuff like power cables. Yeah. I should probably keep access for stuff like power cables. Get that in over there. Okay, that's good. You need... Oh. Oh, there we go. Game decided to autosave at a pretty awkward moment. That's fine. You still need access to power. Let's move you out here. Let's get ourselves a new power cable in. Hold on. Delete that. Yeah, give me a new power cable over here. Is that connected? Doesn't look like it's connected, video game. You wanna connect up here? Okay. That's that all connected now. This is going to be a very ugly road setup, but we're going to do it nonetheless. Do I want to do this? Do I really want to end up with something that looks this horrific? Maybe for now. Might change that in the future. Either way, let's get it all linked up. Not exactly a shining example of stellar engineering and urban design. Is it still urban design if it's off-world? I don't know. That's a good question. Anyway, let's chat about food. Simple farm, takes in water, outputs food. Let's make that over here somewhere, shall we? Again, I want to separate the area that I have my resources. Right. Okay, I figured out how to reduce the roads. Fantastic. Right, let's get simple farms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Should be way more than we actually need. And let's get some water air filters as well. Let's get ourselves a brand new power network. And a little power cable over there. Fantastic. Okay, so there is water that is going to come from this direction over to here. That shouldn't happen. That shouldn't happen for too long. That should be a-okay. Right, how are we doing in the production overview? We're not doing too bad. Power-wise, we're not quite producing enough, but that's okay. That is completely fine. Okay, so that's all the basics basically taken care of, and we do actually need to start getting through some research, so I am going to have a little look. Electronics, copper mine, electronics factory, or steel production. Let's actually get the steel production set up in the first instance. Does seem like a very important thing to do. But what I was going to say, I was going to explain these buttons on the left here. So what do we got? We've got the research tech tree. We've got the spaceship, which is honestly probably the most interesting thing about, I guess, the end game of this is that we have objectives on the spaceship to repair. So a little bit about the story here. Something failed on this spaceship. We had to put colonists down into, the planet in order to mine resources, and we need to fix all of the different bits and bobs on this ship, like the radiation shield, the storage deck, the telescope, thermal systems, etc. And we need a whole bunch of end game components in order to do that. So all of this is building towards that. Basically, let's get another wind turbine over here. Beautiful, and let's make sure that that's all powered. So that's looking pretty good. We've already checked out the production overview. We've got some city statistics here, which is very, very nice. We've got some districts. This will allow us to set specific export rules for which district we want to go to. We can have a little look at building efficiencies, power overviews, etc. Train lines, when we get train lines. There's also terraforming, dust particle filtering. Now, we don't have any terraforming progress at the moment. Total progress is at 0%, but I dare say that it's probably going to come along. We've got world settings. Fine, and then we got an encyclopedia as well, which is grand. So yeah, I'm pretty chuffed with that. That's looking not too bad. Looking not too bad if I do indeed say so myself. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. This is This is a nice place. This is a nice place to live. It's certainly turning into a nicer place to live. Research completed. Hooray, the steel mill has been completed. What do we need? So, the steel mill takes in iron ore, it takes in water, and it takes in carbon. Looks like there's a lot of demand for the old carbon. Right. Let's get some steel on the go, shall we? Congrats, your city just reached level 2. Fantastic news. That is great. I'm delighted. I think that's because we ticked over the 100 population milestone. So that's pretty nice. We need some iron ore here. I'm gonna get some iron ore. Sorry, I'm just very, very focused on the objectives at hand. Let's get 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice. Okay. Again, we've not really faced any, like, meaningful difficulty with regards to our traffic or anything like that. But, mark my words, we will. We will have traffic difficulties, and we will have traffic difficulties fairly soon, I would suggest. Okay, so we got a couple of issues that we need to address. The first thing is that we've got a whole bunch of carbon that is coming from the atmospheric processors over here, making their way across to the iron facility. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna set up a bypass route, and this is how I'm gonna not necessarily address all of my problems, but definitely some problems we're gonna address through the use of just like quicker routes. We're going to set up a similar route over here because we're going to need carbon over to these facilities as well. Outgoing storage full. Yeah, that's fine. How are we doing, by the way, in terms of construction material? It's good. It's doing okay. It's fine. Either way, this is all looking pretty good. It will take a little bit of time to sort of filter through, but we should be okay. Required power is 33, so we're still fine for that. Right, let's have a little look at research. One-way roads. I'm very, very interested in one-way roads, but we do not have the ability to do that yet, so we will work on our other stuff. Okay, we got some level 2 habitats. Very, very nice indeed. Everybody's needs are being satisfied. Therefore, we now have a decent habitat. It's been upgraded to 12 people. Can store 12 people now, which is great. In fact, we got loads and loads of survival food coming through, which is very, very nice. Carbon, we are still not producing anywhere near enough carbon. That's fine. I mean, if we need to produce more carbon, I am happy to help facilitate additional carbon. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's make a absolute bunch of additional atmospheric processors. Maybe the atmosphere is going to thin a little bit over here, but that's fine. Either way, it's not looking too bad. Now, we can also get kind of granular with the way that each intersection operates. For example, we can have traffic lights. We can set up the phases. We can set up specific, like give way routes. Which I guess we'll kind of leave it like that. We can also set the specific direction of where roads go. Now, obviously, this is just a regular road, so there's nothing too complicated about this. But on 6-lane mega highways, which believe you me, we can absolutely get, we're gonna be seeing some different stuff happening. What the heck is happening? Why are you guys all transporting concrete over here like all at once? I don't know, but it's fine. Not enough power in network 2. You know what? I feel like today is the day that we should probably merge all of our networks together. Yeah, and also definitely increase the amount of power that we've got in the central area because we need to. Right, population's looking fine. We got loads and loads of jobs. In fact, we've got exactly enough jobs for the population, which is pretty good. We'll get ourselves some additional habitats here. Ideally, without the awful-looking roads. There we go. I think that's connected. It should be connected. Yes, it is connected. So that's looking nice. We'll get the oxygen all delivered here. That's pretty good. This is all looking fine. We need additional water. That may be something that we need to address. Let's actually address it over here. I think this is the best place to have sort of central production. Central production should be in the center of the map. At least that's what seems sort of rational to me, rather than moving all the water over here to our industrial district over here. So again, this is where we could probably, you know, set up some export, you know, setups here, which is kind of cool. We can get an export district, you know, set this all up. I don't think I really want to do that right now, because frankly, honestly, it will select from the closest resource anyway, and these resources are way closer than these resources. So as soon as it has been producing for a little while, it should take us no time at all to get there. Now, this is looking absolutely dreadful. Look at this. This is looking absolutely dreadful. Look at this tailback. Already we can start to see that you've got steel over here. Let's get a small construction storage like over here. Yeah, let's get a small construction storage over here, which is great. So that should allow us to maybe move the steel resources into here. But yeah, this is not looking super good. But again, it's like this is what we're gonna have to contend with. You know, this is the reality of running a colony like this, is that it becomes very, 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 very jammed, literally traffic jammed, very fast if you're not careful. How are we doing over here with blue science packs? We're not doing too badly. But to be fair, the good news is that we don't actually need anything for our citizens. Our citizens are actually perfectly content at this moment in time. They're being given everything that they could possibly want, which is marvelous. And all that we're having an issue with is really getting the construction resources in and out of the industrial district, which, frankly, I am completely okay with. Yeah. Very okay with that. Very, very, very okay with that indeed. Where are you going? You're trying to get to... You're getting to steel. Yeah. This is fine. This is completely fine. Honestly, with the introduction of this, I think we should be okay. We've unlocked the electronics. We can now get the copper mine electronics factory and home appliances factory. Now, the home appliances factory is what we're going to need in order to make the next level upgradable habitat. Yes. Good. Right, we need carbon, we need crude oil. I'm going to have a little look at the production overview. Power, we're not quite there with power yet. Crude oil, we definitely need to increase our crude oil production. Let's go and do that before we do anything else. Also, we've got a copper mine to build, which I will indeed get. Let's go here, 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 here. I think doubling up the crude export should be fine. There we go. Okay, looking nice. I think carbon, we're still fine for carbon. Power is a little bit sketchy, but... yeah, we should be okay for power. Well, we're not super okay for power. Right, should I connect the networks together? I feel like I should. Yeah, let's do that. I mean, we could definitely... do I need to do that in 2 bits? Yeah, we could definitely do... there we go. We could definitely do this in 2 components. Or in two setups, but honestly, just join it all together. There we go. Okay, it's all part of one big mega network now, which is honestly okay. That is absolutely not what I wanted to do, video game. I wanted to space them out. 98% efficiency. I can tolerate 98% efficiency. Here we go. Plumb that all in. Plumb that in. And plumb that in. Nice. Okay. That should give us plenty of power for the foreseeable future. Traffic flow is currently hovering around 60% or so. I mean, that's fine. That's fine. Let's move this ever so slightly closer to here. The reason being is that I think we're delivering concrete to that factory, and I kind of don't want to deliver concrete to that factory. I would like to deliver concrete to this factory over here, and we can do that by moving you a little bit closer. You have broken the roads. That's annoying, but not necessarily the end of the world. There we go. And we'll see if that makes a difference. Right. Again, concrete should be coming down here, and it should be steel that's going into here. That way, hopefully, we'll be able to bust this jam a little bit. Anyway, it doesn't particularly matter because we're making it. I'm pretty happy with it. It doesn't matter at the moment. Right, we got the steel mill. Low-tech industry. What do we got here? An electronics factory that is iron and copper to make a circuit thing. We got plastic factory, which is crude to make circuit. And then we got home appliance, which is circuits and plastic in order to make home appliances. Right, let's start the process with, well, what we need to, of course, start the process with, which is a copper mine. I think I'm going to go for 4 copper mines. I feel like that's a good amount. We're also going to need to set up a research objective, which I am going to do right now. What do we got? Aluminium mining. It's the only... Oh, no, that's not true. There's a few more blues. We got a border fence. We got parks. Do aluminium mining. I think that's probably what I care about more than parks. Right. We will get ourselves some low-tech industry. Is there another iron field anywhere nearby, or is it just this iron field? It's just that iron field. There's an iron ore field over there. Do I really want to move the iron ore field from over there? To be honest, I kind of don't hate that idea. It is a long way for the trucks to go, but it does kind of keep it entirely separate. Yeah, thankfully, people don't need to commute in this game. I don't know if it's a work from home sort of situation where everything is like automated and, you know, it's like being a drone operator or something. But there we go. 13 concrete. Man, I love just building roads like indiscriminately across the surface of this planet. It does feel very, very satisfying to do. Yeah, we're gonna maybe keep this one on a separate power network. I think that should be okay. Required is 8 megawatts. That's absolutely grand. And let's get low-tech industry. We'll do electronics factory. We'll get them over here. Good. And we'll connect up this copper to... There we go. Did that connect up? It did look like it connected up, but apparently it did not. There we go. I'll manually connect it up there. That is perfect. We'll also make sure this is connected up over here. Beautiful. Wonderful. Okay, so we should be dragging the iron from right in over there. I should probably get districts to I should probably set up districts here. So we'll do a iron ore district. There we go. And then we will get a chip district, an electronics district at the other end here. And then we need to go... we need to go for... How do we do this? How do we do this? Yeah, so iron ore over to here. Brilliant. That's it. And then get rid of that arrow. Perfect. So that should guarantee that if we don't tweak things, the iron ore should just work. It should work just fine. If I connect up this road to the rest of the network, which I will do through a connection over here, we should not have any sort of contamination, cross-contamination coming from the iron mines over in this part of the world. Also, by the way, traffic flow is looking a lot better. Very, very, very happy with that indeed. That is looking very, very nice. These trucks are disappearing. I don't know why they're disappearing. They seem to be disappearing. Some of them seem to be disappearing. Maybe it was because I built that extra road on there. Either way, traffic flows at a pretty good place. Yeah, could do with a little bit of tweaking, but honestly, I'm not too displeased with how it's all sort of fitting together at the moment. So that's looking really, really nice. We have got the first shipments of iron ore coming through, which is great. I am going to get plastic. I am obviously going to get plastic. Plastic is definitely a requirement. Is there a source of crude nearby? I don't think so. There's crude over there. Is that the nearest source of crude? I think it is. Low-tech industry. I mean, it is very simple to make crude. It is very simple to make crude. I feel like I'm almost certainly going to regret making a branch over here and then just adding some crude factories or some plastic factories over here. But I'm going to do that because I'm a sucker for simplicity. Now, if I have a little look in production overview, oil is exactly balanced. 96 in, 96 out. That is phenomenal. That is really, really good. So that's looking great. Then we're going to see if we can try and get ourselves a home appliances factory. There only seems to be one rational thing to do in this instance, and that is to create a massive bypass route. That's right. Just bypass our entire sort of current industrial area. We've unlocked the iron mine. Well, the aluminium mine. That's great. I'm very happy that we unlocked the aluminium mine. However, it's annoying because I was about to build a big old road there, and you just canceled that video game, so thanks for that. Anyway, look at that. Literally right on the corner here. Why don't we build the home appliance factory? Why don't we build the humble home appliance factory right over here? It does mean there is actually a logic to this. It does mean that none of this is going to interfere with anything else, which is great. We're going to need way more electronics factories than this in the future. I mean, it's an absolute given. I mean, electronics are going to be a pretty darn important part of, you know, everything. But you know, can't be too displeased. Right, the aluminium mine is looking good. Green science, yeah, green science pack factory and the chemical lab. We'll get that. Right, our traffic flow. Let's have a little look at the traffic flow overlay, actually. Visualization, building efficiency, cars. I mean, it's this area anyway, isn't it? Building efficiency is at 100% when everything runs and when everything operates. Honestly, kind of to be expected. Kind of to be expected. It's literally this area that's the issue. Iron ore is transporting. I thought we said iron ore wasn't transporting here. Let's create a district here. Yeah, districts without export rails can export goods anywhere. We don't want that to be exporting over there. So we'll address that. We'll address that quite rapidly. We don't want anybody to be driving through. We don't want anybody to be driving through town to get to here. If that is the case, then we'll put a stop to it, and we'll put a stop to it pretty darn quickly. Right. But basically, this entire traffic jam is just to make concrete, and we already have like far too much concrete on the books anyway. So I'm not super worried. In fact, we're actually good for concrete and for steel. The rest of the network is looking absolutely fine and dandy. Absolutely fine. Absolutely no issues whatsoever. We'll get some additional habitats. That is no doubt going to spur some additional trucks into action. We'll extend this a little bit. Good. I can extend that, and I do need to. Right. There's going to be a barrage of trucks that are going to make our stats look bad for a second. We can take it. Don't worry. We can take looking bad for a little moment. I have completely neglected to power up this area. There we go. Let's go and do that. We should have our chips arriving fairly shortly indeed. We're still looking fine for power. In fact, we're still very, very good for power. I do like our little bypass thing. How's the production overview looking? Production overview is looking great. In fact, I think we're actually overproducing pretty much everything at the moment. Maybe with the exception of science, which we could probably be producing a few more of just to sort of hurry along the research. Everything else is being produced in absolute abundance. It's taken a little bit of time for the oxygen and the water, etc., and probably the food to arrive at the place that it needs to be. But that is fine. We also should no longer see... Actually, I tell you what, we do still see a whole bunch of iron trucks on the road, presumably because this traffic jam hasn't actually moved in like a pretty significant period of time. Yeah, I mean, it's just not moving. It's literally just not moving. It's literally just not moving. We've got too much concrete. We're producing far too much concrete. I really should just crank down the concrete production. If I crank down the concrete production, turn that to 30%, almost like immediately, I think we would solve probably all of our traffic flow problems. Maybe not necessarily the issues over here, but I mean, we would definitely clear the backlog that we've got over in this area. Either way, it's just sort of like little tweaks like that you always have to do in order to make sure that everything keeps running smoothly and everything is operating as it should. We have got some home appliances. Are these the delivery trucks for the home appliances? Let me have a little look. We do indeed have home appliances that are taking a very, very long route around to try and get to over here. I mean, that's fine. I'm gonna just let them. I'm gonna let them do the drive. We'll stick it into 2 times speed here and let the drive happen. There we go. Look at that. Finally, we've started to clear this this backlog of iron and sulfur. It's all solving itself now, which is great. Look at that. Traffic flow up to 77, 78%. We're about to hit 80%. Marvelous, 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 marvelous. And all it took for us to do was to just underclock concrete a little bit. Doesn't look like any further iron trucks have been dispatched to make the delivery over to this area, which means that I think our export rules have worked accordingly, which is great. I guess we'll see. How's this all looking? Yeah, we've got not very much carbon. Again, I probably feel like we could benefit from undercooking this a little bit. Yeah, excellent. Green Science Pack Factory and the Chemical Lab. That is good. That is very, very good indeed. Yeah. Do I want to undercook? Do I want to undercook steel production? Let's maybe take that down to 31%. Sure. Take that down to 31%. See if that increases our traffic flow to a slightly better point. Either way, it does look like the export rules are working exactly as intended, which is great. The carbon deliveries are now coming through much better. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Yeah, look at that. Traffic flow is hovering between 99 and 100%. Oh my goodness gracious me. What an excellent point to end the episode on. Potato actually solving a problem for once rather than creating it. Truly, it is a novel feeling. Ladies and gents, this is one of my favorite strategy games. Factory builders in general, it really is excellent. It's really, really good. It's a really novel approach to the way factory operates and automations happen. It's really, really good. Oh, look at that. We just had a level 3 habitat. A nice habitat. Can house up to 16 people. Very, very cool. Computers and parks are the next one. The next objectives. But yeah, this is a great way. It's a great way of thinking about the factory game. It's all about flow. It's all about, continuity. And it's not necessarily done with belts, which I think is pretty darn fantastic. Nothing wrong with belts, of course, but it's nice to have a change. This is Infraspace. It's just hit 1.0. I'd thoroughly recommend checking it out if indeed you're interested in quality factory builders like this one. It's good. I like it. 2 thumbs up for me. Thank you ever so much for watching, folks. My name, of course, has been Orbital Potato. I'll catch you next time. Bye.